Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Hobby Hussy. Today I'm going to be making an epoxy cross, and this is pastels. And this first step is painting it white with acrylic paint, and I'm doing it kind of fast because I think everybody knows how to paint. So just paint it white, get it even all over, and then we let it dry for about 30 minutes. And now I put on my Mod Podge glue, and I spread that all around with the paintbrush and make sure there's no like ripples going anywhere. You want your epoxy glitter to be kind of even there. And now I am putting on my first color, and this is a mint green glitter. And I kind of spread it out with my fingers a little bit. And this is kind of a cross that the colors aren't taped off. I don't want a sharp edge on my colors. And then I jump right into my next color. And this is a lilac purple. And I kind of spread it with my fingers, but make sure that your fingers don't touch the glue or you're going to be pulling up your glue, which is a bad thing. And I've moved on into a lemon yellow. And now this is a pink, and it kind of looks the same color as the purple on this video for some strange reason. I think my lighting is a little bit off. But I'm just making kind of swoops, and they're like gentle swoops. I don't want any hard edges on this cross. And this, it looks a little orangey, but it is called Coral, which is a really pretty pastel glitter. I love all of these colors. Now, I let this dry, and then I come back and put another coat of Mod Podge on because I am going to put another coat of glitter on. But I have to be careful this time because I only want to do the coral right here. So you do it one color at a time, let it kind of dry, or move on to another color that's not right next to it. So here's the coral. I'm dumping my excess glitter. Now I've moved on to the yellow because I don't want to get too close to the coral when I'm doing the pink. So, and this I thought of doing at the last minute. I put a piece of wax paper on it and kind of smashed the glitter down into the Mod Podge glue a little bit better. Now, you didn't see this, but I kind of let it dry a little bit before I started on the purple. And then I dump the excess off after it dries a little bit. Give that glitter a chance to adhere a little bit better. And here is my mint green. And I'm about to run out of mint green. That's why I'm like picking it up off of the mat and trying to do that. And now I am putting tape on the back. This is so your epoxy won't get on the back of the cross. Otherwise, you get these big, ugly drip marks on the back, and you have to sand them off, and that's a lot more work than doing this tape, if you can believe that. But I put the tape on, and then I flip it over, and I go around it with an X-Acto knife, or else you'll have other problems. And now I have mixed up the two-part epoxy. I use a Stone Coat countertop epoxy most of the time. And I am not wearing gloves here, but there is very little chance that I am going to touch the resin. So I feel pretty safe. It's probably not a good practice. You probably should wear gloves, but I just don't when I'm absolutely sure that I'm not going to be touching the epoxy. So I spread it all around, get it right up to the edge, and try not to go over the edge on this one unless you're planning on going around the edge. And now I put the torch on it to pop some bubbles. And I did that a couple of times, even though I didn't show it. And now the epoxy has cured for about 3 hours here. So I'm putting a second coat of epoxy. And again, not wearing gloves, probably not a great practice. But get it all nice and smooth. And you've got to do the torch on this one as well. And I don't think I videotaped that, but I do the torch a couple of times. I wait 30 minutes, do it again, wait 30 minutes, do it again. And this coat of epoxy I let dry overnight. And now I am ripping the tape off the back. And some of it has got stuck in the epoxy, so I have to grab a razor blade here. But be careful and get all the little pieces off. And I'm going around and sanding the edges and carving the edges that there is still a little bit of epoxy on. And now I am going to paint the back of the cross with white. So I put some white acrylic paint on there, and then I just spread it around with my fingers. And you can use a brush if you want to. I just didn't. But spread the paint around, and then you let it completely dry, and you are done. And this is the finished cross hung on different colors of walls, so you can see what it looks like. But I think it turned out really well. That's it. Thank you so much for watching another Hobby Hussy video. See you in the next video.